everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. So I have been off YouTube for a little bit and off social media for about a month. I was just taking a break just to refresh for the new year, and now I'm back. So this video is my top 5 houseplants of January, and my goal for this year is to do my top 5 houseplants of every single month. So that will be one video, and then I'm going to try to do at least 2 other videos throughout the month as well. But we're going to get started with the top 5 houseplants of January. And if you are not familiar with the top 5 houseplants of the month, it is a series I started on my channel probably, I would say about 2.5, 3 years ago. And it is just showing you guys 5 plants that have been doing well over the month. Showing you their basic care tips, how often I water, where they sit in my house, so how much light they get, how often I fertilize them, and then also I show you one houseplant that is not doing so well, and I ask for any tips or tricks that you guys might have to help this plant out. And you guys have helped me with a lot of plants throughout the years, so thank you for that. So let's get started with the top 5 houseplants of January. So the first plant I'm going to show you is my Philodendron birkin. And I know I have shown you guys this plant many times before, but it is truly one of my favorite plants just because every leaf that comes out is different. And I've been really loving this plant over the month, and it has been producing a lot of new leaves. One of the newest leaves is this one here, and it has a lot of the green variegation, but on the back, if you can see, it is red, and when it was first unfurling, it was like a pink color. That is why I love this plant. Every leaf is different, very unique. It does have, this is the newest one that is unfurling, and it has a lot of the more white variegation. So this plant does sit right near my south-facing window. It does get probably, I'm going to say at least 12 hours of light a day. I do have a grow light over in that area as well, so once the sun goes down and it's not, so much sun anymore, it does get a lot of that grow light. I do water this plant at least every week to week and a half, and I do fertilize it every single month right now, and it's been doing awesome. It's a very beautiful, unique plant, and I really love this Philodendron birkin. Okay, so the next plant is this Syngonium erythrophylum, and I got it from Steve's Leaves. I believe it's called Syngonium erythrophylum Lanocardi Road. It is one of my favorite Syngoniums. I love this plant. So it has the dark green on the top of the leaf, and then on the underside it is the maroon color. This plant has been growing a lot of new leaves for me lately, and I really do love this plant. It does sit right at my south-facing window, but it sits in the front. So the bigger plants in the back do shade this plant so it doesn't get a lot of direct light. I do water this plant every single week, sometimes even twice a week, because it is in a smaller pot, and it seems to really like to be watered consistently. It is one of my favorite plants, such an easy grower. This is another plant here on my top 5 houseplants of January. So the third plant here on my top 5 houseplants is a plant that we went shopping together for, and when I found this plant I was super excited to get it, and it is my maranta, the lemon lime maranta. It has grown so much. It is such an easy plant. I would highly recommend this plant. As you can see, it does have a lot of new growth coming out. It does produce probably 2 to 3 new leaves for me probably every month. I really do love this plant. It does sit under my grow light near my humidifier, and I think as long as I keep it in bright light and have humidity on it, it does very well. It does get fertilized probably like once a month, sometimes twice a month, and it's doing really good. So super happy with this plant as well, and I'm really glad that I found it, and I'm happy that I found it with you guys on a plant adventure video. I will link that video if you guys are interested in taking a look at it. If you missed it, but this is another plant here on my top 5 house plants of January. Okay, you guys, the next plant is a very well-known plant here on my channel. It is one of my top favorite plants ever, and this is my Syngonium elbow. I love this plant. This is another one that I got from Steve's Leaves, and it is growing so much for me. I will insert a picture of what it looked like not too long ago. I'm going to say about a year ago or so, and it was not doing too good. But now it's under my grow light. I do water this plant at least once or twice a week, and it is on this moss pole. It has a lot of long trailing vines that I need to maybe get a new moss pole or propagate, but it is doing so great, has so many new beautiful leaves, and one of my favorite plants, my Syngonium elbow. Okay, the last plant here on my top 5 houseplants of January is going to be my frosted ghost aglaonema. So this plant has been doing very well. It does grow new leaves for me all the time. Very easy plant. Of course, it's an aglaonema, so it is a very easy grower. This plant does sit close to my south-facing window, and I have 2 of them. It sits right next to the other one, and they're both doing awesome. It does have a new growth coming out right here, if you can see that. This plant does very well for me. I have seen a few mealybugs on this plant, but I had a really bad infestation of mealybugs and thrips. I had such a horrible infestation of thrips. I had to wash all my plants down like every single week. I was spraying them with the Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. Thrips are gone. Still have a little bit of mealybugs, trying to keep those at bay, but I still see some here and there on some of my plants. But this plant does get watered every single week. I do fertilize it almost every single time I water it, and it's doing very well, and I really love this plant. It was like 10 bucks at, 10 bucks at Walmart, and I was really happy to find this plant because I've never seen anything like this before. So this is another plant here on my top 5 houseplants of January. Okay, you guys, so those were my 5 houseplants that have been doing well over the month of January. Now I'm going to show you one plant that hasn't been doing so great, and I think I know the reason why, but maybe you guys have some tips on this plant for me. So this is I think it's called a Cotis. I did get this from, or Costis or Cotis. I'll put the name on the screen. I got it for my birthday. My husband bought it for me, and he did get it from Costa Farms. And it has grown a lot. It's grown a lot. I love the pattern of this because it starts to wind around kind of like a like the spiral staircase. But it does have new growth. But the only thing is, some of these leaves are very crunchy and wilted, and I'm thinking it's due to humidity. This plant does sit right by my south-facing window, and it doesn't get too much humidity over there, and I'm thinking that is the problem. I did check this plant for pests, and it doesn't have any pests. Once in a while I'll find a mealybug on the plant, but I don't think mealybugs do this kind of damage to the plant. So I really think it's a humidity problem, but if you guys can maybe give me your advice or what you think is going on with this plant. it's one of my favorite plants, and I love it, and I'm so happy that it is growing new leaves for me, but I just need to figure out why it's getting the crunchy, crispy leaves. So I do water this plant every single week. I do try to keep the soil moist, and I do have a humidifier over there, but like I said, it doesn't sit close to the humidifier, so I might need to move it closer over there and see how it does. But I just love this plant, and I just want to keep it happy and healthy. So if you guys have any help for me on this plant, I'd appreciate it. Leave it in the comments down below. And this is my sad plant here for the month of January. Okay, you guys, so that was my top 5 houseplants of January. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you want to see more plant videos from me, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you like the top 5 houseplants of the month, please give this video a thumbs up. And I just want to thank everybody so much for watching. And until next time, guys, bye.